I'm going to do something a little different in this particular clip. I'm going to toss some rage bait out into the social media fitness sphere. You know, I think we've all seen over the last few years that there's a lot of rage bait content out there. Sometimes people are posting something that they know will be controversial because they expect it to get pushback, discussion, argument, and that's going to bring clicks. That's going to draw eyeballs. And then there's other people who are commenting on that stuff because they want to debunk something in it that they think is wrong or a bad idea. And in order to debunk it, they'll stitch it on TikTok, they'll quote tweet it, and they'll say, hey, this is bad, here's why. But even if they're not directly rage baiting themselves, they're kind of perpetuating the cycle of getting attention for controversy. And I don't usually act this way. I don't usually post rage bait directly. And when I respond to ideas that I think are dumb, I don't usually directly quote the person. To me, it runs the risk of personalizing something. I'd rather talk about the pros and cons of ideas rather than get into who's right or who's wrong because we like them or we like what they're saying. But it seems like posting rage bait is a great strategy, and I gotta tell you, I'm a sarcastic motherfucker. I think of weird shit to say all the time. And sometimes I say it in a more thoughtful way and see who can agree. But sometimes I'll just flat out not say it all because I'm like, you know, this is pointless. People are going to make up their own minds whether I act like a douche canoe or not. But here's my rage bait for the day. You can tell me how I'm doing. A lot of people post this question on social media. Would you ever work with a trainer who didn't look the part? Would you ever pick a trainer who didn't already meet the aesthetic goals or the body fat percentage goals or some other appearance that you would consider desirable for your own life? Now, from the perspective of, should everybody work with a trainer that they're comfortable with? Absolutely 100%. And if aesthetics or body fat percentage is somebody's goal, this is a reasonable choice. Doesn't have to say anything else about other trainers. But of course, people are often asking the question because they're looking for a discussion about why a trainer who doesn't look fit is a bad person to hire for everybody. I'm going to spin this a different way. I think a lot of you shouldn't hire a personal trainer who doesn't look the part because you couldn't handle it. And here's why. A trainer who doesn't look perfect is in the gym for some goal other than aesthetics. They're not getting praise for their appearance. They're not getting attention and bootlicking and ass kissing for, oh my God, you're so perfect. They're just there because they know it's good for their long-term health, their overall fitness, their quality of life. And if your goals are purely aesthetic, you don't want to work with somebody like that, because here's what's going to happen. When you hit a stumbling block in your life and you can no longer look the part that you want to look, a lot of you give up. A lot of you think, oh, I have to be at 10% body fat or else I'm not a good person. Oh, I can't be anything over 15% body fat and I'm fat, and we know that fat is bad. A trainer who's working in a non-perfect body already knows that you got to stick with it whether you look excellent or not, because it's about other things than just appearances. And if you work with a trainer like that and you start to have problems and you feel like giving up, they're going to push you to keep going because they already know how to keep going despite not being perfect in appearance. And some of you aren't ready for that. You couldn't handle it. Somebody telling you, hey, you got to keep going, even though you don't have every goal in that you want. You can't monetize your body because your abs aren't six-pack right today. Tough shit. Get back in the gym, motherfucker. And a lot of you have no idea how to push through adversity like that, and you don't want to learn. And let me tell you, as confrontational and sarcastic and bitchy as that might sound, I can give you a long list of people in my life who talked a lot of shit and talked about how tough they were until they had a big enough setback that they gave up. I've seen it happen over and over. I don't trust talk until I see action. And some of these people had pushed through adversity multiple times in their lives until they reached the day when they said, nah, I'm done. I've done everything I need to. I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna stop. And those were the same people who fell apart a few years later. And they were falling apart the entire time. It just didn't show up right away. So, to me, put your money where your mouth is. If you're motivated by abs and low body fat percentage, good, go for it. I think that's fine. But if you think that's the only reason to be fit and to pursue health goals, and if you were the kind of person who's actually saying, as soon as I can't perform at the level I want to perform at anymore, I'm just going to throw in the towel. Yeah, I mean, we've met you. We see you. We get it. And you shouldn't work with a trainer who's already past that point in their own life, because they'll tell you right out, you're being a child. Don't get near the fire if you don't want the smoke. Sorry.